What is up, you guys? It is Monday. It is March 10th, 2025. I hope you guys had a fantastic weekend. You got some rest, some relaxation to get you started on this week. And I hope you're having a wonderful beginning to your week. If there's a story that is 100% guaranteed to piss me off, this would be it. Let's get into it. ICE now is arresting people with green cards. Marco Rubio is promising deportations. So ICE agents have been set loose on people with green cards and visas as Secretary of State Marco Rubio vows to deport anyone who supports Hamas. Let's call it what it is. This is Islamophobia. That's what it is. This is basically your government retaliating against protesters who are in their right to protest the genocide that's occurring in Gaza. That's what it is. They're doing the dirty work of one of Trump's largest campaign contributors, aside from Elon Musk. I can't remember what her first name is, but I know it's Adelson. And probably more than 50% of senators, Republicans, everyone in our government, essentially, 50%, more than 50% of everyone in our government receives bribes, let's call it what it is, from AIPAC. Or the ADL, the Anti-Defamation League. So this is them doing the bidding to the highest bidder. This is the retaliation that they've been paid for to attack Muslims, to attack people who protest. That's what it is. For speaking out against a genocide that's occurring in Palestine. Rubio on Sunday warned that we will be revoking the visas and or green cards of Hamas supporters, in America so that they can be deported, hours after ICE agents arrested Mahmoud Khalil, a green card holder who led student protests at Columbia University last year. Rubio shared an article about Khalil's arrest on Sunday night. Attorney Amy Greer and Khalil said Khalil was told he was being arrested after his student visa had been revoked. But she pointed out that he is a permanent resident of the United States. Greer told ABC that the arresting officers were informed of Khalil's legal status but detained him anyway, which is illegal. The BBC reported that Khalil, a Palestinian refugee raised in Syria, was inside his university-owned home when he was detained. She added that agents hung up the phone on her as she tried to find out more about the incident. Tricia McLaughlin, a Department of Homeland Security spokesperson, said the move was in support of President Trump's executive orders prohibiting anti-Semitism. Let's be clear. And I'm going to say this one time. Protesting what is occurring in another country, protesting against the Israeli government and what is occurring to Palestinians is not anti-Semitism. Sure, anti-Semitism exists. Do not get me wrong. Do not get it twisted. People can protest the Israeli government and not be anti-Semitism, not be anti-Semites. Just like we can protest the US government and not be anti-American. Because to be American is to be able to protest and speak out, correct? So this government that's touted being all about free speech, but it's only when it's free speech for them, not for anyone else. And free speech is completely prohibited when it goes against your biggest financial contributors. Are we understanding how this works? This is how it works. Oh boy, I told you, man. Khalil led activities aligned to Hamas, a designated terrorist organization, she said of the former Columbia University graduate student. He was a leading figure in protests last year when supporters set up a huge tent encampment on the lawn of the university. Other protesters seized control of an academic building before police arrested them. Khalil was not involved in the latter. ICE and the Department of State are committed to enforcing President Trump's executive orders and to protecting U.S. national security, she added. The same statement was also shared by Homeland Security on X on Monday. Senior Trump aide Stephen Miller also posted on X, although he did not link his message to Khalil's arrest. Stephen Miller, I'll finish. America exercises sole and exclusive control over a mission to our country, he wrote. We are a sovereign nation. A mission is a privilege, an extraordinary privilege, not a right. Those who sympathize with terrorism are unwelcome on our shores. They will be denied entry or sent home. So what is it called when you support Putin, who is basically a dictator, and he's welcome in your home, in the White House, right? What is it called when the Tate brothers, misogynists, racists, literally, they are arrested for running a trafficking ring? And they were brought home and celebrated. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Meanwhile, Greer told ABC that she did not know where her client is being held. Overnight, we filed a habeas corpus petition on behalf of Mahmoud, challenging the validity of his arrest and detention, she said. Currently, we do not know Mahmoud's precise whereabouts. That's scary. His heavily pregnant wife, an American citizen, could not find Khalil at an ICE facility in Elizabeth, New Jersey, where he apparently had been transferred. Greer said she suspects he might have been taken to Louisiana. She said the arrest represents the government's open repression of student activism and political speech. That's exactly what it is. The U.S. government has made it clear that they will use immigration enforcement as a tool to suppress that speech, Greer said. The truth comes after a Truth Social diktat from Trump on March 4th concerning illegal protests. All federal funding will stop for any college, school, or university that allows illegal protests. Agitators will be imprisoned or permanently sent back to their country from which they came. American students will be permanently expelled or, depending on the crime, arrested. No masks. Thank you for your attention to this matter, Trump posted. The Department of Homeland Security did not immediately respond to this request for comment. So, this is scary. It's been happening for a very long time. This is not the first time where basically activists are being silenced with threats of imprisonment, deportation, that kind of thing, when our Constitution says that we can. So it's just very frustrating because it only seems to be on the side of activists that are fighting for Palestinian rights and to free and to stop and to cease fire. That's all I've got for now. You guys know what to do. Talk to you guys later.